Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is the Moreh Arya Israel, right here for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. Moreh Israel, right here for Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. All praises, all glory, and all honor goes to none other than the Most High Yah. Let me do something, sister. Let me stop this right here. Sorry, having technical difficulties already, so let me stop this. What I have sharing. Yes, sir, brothers and sisters, shalom. One more time, welcome in right here to Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. I am Moreh Arya Israel, so I had to take my screen down. Yeah, because it's kind of dragging my thing out. Let me get these lines in here. So yeah. So shalom, my brothers and sisters. Thank you all for tuning in right here for another broadcast of Liberation Tabernacle of Yah. Delighted to be great. Always delighted to be in this house with you again. So let me get my sound effects. Everything don't want to work out. Let me hear. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All praise, all glory, all honor. So yes, sir, brothers and sisters. Now we can start it off. Yes, sir. We give all praise and all glory and all honor to the Most High Yah, and none other, brothers and sisters. As I always have to make sure I say that, and none other than the Most High Yah. Always, most definitely, indeed. Just want to come in here right today, brothers and sisters, with a class for you today, and just something to talk about today, my brothers and sisters. And thank you all for who listen in through the podcast right here on talkshoe.com, which I'm actually broadcasting live right now, right here for the talkshoe.com. And also because I'm actually doing a video presentation right now. And those of you who catch it on the various podcasting sites, such as iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, the Apple Podcasting Store, and however you catch the podcast, we greatly do it. Thank you for following the show and listening to the podcast. And like I said, we do the videos as well, so you can catch us as well. Thank you for YouTube, for the listeners later on right there on YouTube. And watch us right there on YouTube. We really do appreciate you, and thank you for subscribing. Those of you who have subscribed, and we would ask you, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you find something that's interesting and thought-provoking that we say or I say inside of the videos, and hit the like button as well. Hit the like button as well, and if you don't mind, you can share it. I would really appreciate it. It's not about me, but it's about the message. Let's make this clear. None of this is about me. It is all about the message that is representing the Most High as well. Not about me. Let me always make that clear. Let me add some of this light up and I get settled in, brothers and sisters, and we can talk. We can talk. Yes, sir. There we go. Get some of this light down. Oh, I got to get me some better studio lighting in here. Sometimes it's too light. Sometimes it's too dark. But anyway, my brothers and sisters, I really got to find something to glare out my glasses when I'm talking. Anyway, let me see here. Let's go ahead and get it done. Get so discombobulated right now. Hadn't been on in a minute myself and really doing anything. But today I want to talk to you, my brothers and sisters, about Christianity is one mixed up, confused religion. Christianity is one mixed up, confused religion. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. Now, even in my description, I have some things that I said here. I said, Shalom, family. I said, well, I just wanted to come in. I got to re-edit this here. But I wanted to come in and just have a brief discussion and talk about the confusion of the religion of Christianity. Who is Jesus to the Christians? That's a question for real. Christians, who is this person Jesus to y'all? Because he's not nothing too far as to me. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but he's not to me. And I touch on that because number one, I'm what y'all call Tanakh only, meaning what in Christianity and so forth, y'all would call Old Testament, right? And I'm what they call non-messianic. Meaning by non-messianic is that, and I would really have to say, when we say this word non-messianic nowadays, right, we are truly basically what we're saying in a nutshell is, if I say I'm non-messianic, meaning that I don't subscribe to this person who they calling Yahshua, Yahweh, aka Jesus, as being this anointed person, because y'all know it goes back when we talk about what Mashiach is, right? A Mashiach, or anointed one. Who is anointed one supposed to be, and who the anointed one really is. I don't subscribe to that. As that person, according to those gospels, and we make sure we throw that in there now, because according to those gospels, but that's what we have the records, supposed to be the records, right? To show and prove who this person was supposed to be. So according to those records that we have, whether it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, those so-called gospels, as Johnny Cochran would say, if it don't fit, you must acquit. If it don't fit, you must acquit. So according to those records, and if you try to use that as historical data to prove that this person was the Messiah who's supposed to come or whatnot, he don't fit. He just do not fit the criteria of this person we call the Mashiach, or this person who was anointed that Israel was looking for to come. He just didn't fit. So so with that, I'm non-messianic. I do not follow this person y'all call aka Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, Yahshua. I'm not a follower of that movement, right? So make sure we put that on record. But even with that, I'm asking, so for as far as Christians, who do y'all say that is? Who do y'all say he really was? Because on one end, y'all will say he was the Son of God. He actually was the Son of the Most High. I know y'all will say God. He was the Son of the Most High. And at another end, y'all will say that he was, because y'all use this word Christ, and I don't even think y'all really understand that word Christ. And most Christians basically thinking that the way you hear them talk, you would think that word, when they use in Christ, you basically saying that's his last name, basically in a nutshell, because they have no concept or no idea of the concept or what that word Messiah or Christ, what the word Christ actually meant, was, it came out of the Greek, which come from actually the original supposed to be coming out of the Hebrew, because it was all about our story, right? As Israelites, we'll get into that, touch on that a little bit, but they don't know. I don't think they even have a clue about even what the word Christ actually is supposed to be meaning. Again, that they don't have a clue about this anointed one. So they damn near think, excuse my French, you're almost thinking that according to how they use it is, that's his last name. Jesus Christ, like John Brown, Paul Anthony or something, right? Or Leroy Jones. That's basically how they thinking that it is, right? So was he was the Messiah? Okay, was he the Son of God? Was he the Messiah? Was he a high priest? Was some of y'all say that he's the king of Israel? Which, how can he ever been the king? Now that's something right there. When was he ever the king of Israel? We're gonna get into this something here, because I got this book I had got years ago. I actually ran across, and you'll see it right here. Y'all see it. This is an old one, and I just was nosing just to see what a lot of this stuff done. This is a Christian book. Oh, I guess it's like a Sunday school book. Now it has any pictures and things in it. Now this is, I will say, for the so-called what they call African American community. I guess it's some of they like Bible study, this group, and even the pictures and the picturing and things they have in here is melanated, or we say black or whatnot, brothers and sisters. But there was something I was just looking at in this book a few minutes ago, momentarily here, and let's see, yeah, momentarily. Okay, this noise background. Y'all sorry, I'm just so offbeat today. And look at that, they have this thing here. I was going over this part, looking at it, and they were saying, talking about the Messianic priest king, the Messianic priest king, right? And they show you, I guess, like I said, this is like a Bible study, a Sunday school book, right? And you see like Bible background. Now these are some of the verses and things and chapters and things that they're using to back up this thing about him being a messianic priest king. Now, y'all see the first one that they have right there is Jeremiah, what they call Jeremiah 23, 5 and 6. So I thought it'd be fitting if let's look at this. They said he's the messianic. We're gonna deal with a lot of this stuff today, man. How Christianity, y'all are so confused. And it was on this Bible app. Before I get into that, as I pull up my eSword and this Bible app that I have. And this is what made me even want to do this today. In this Bible app that I have, and I was looking at something, and on here they have, and I don't think y'all gonna be able to see this. And it was a thing on here. Let me see. When this guy, they have like different notes, study notes, and discoveries, things you can find. And no, y'all ain't gonna be able to see this. Nope, nope, nope. Well, it's not gonna zoom in enough. But it was like talking about Jesus is God. They have a thing on this app, right? And, you know, these Christian app, Bible apps, but they have on it, Jesus is God. And this guy was actually saying that Jesus was actually the Most High.
Who made the cosmos.
Let me see here. Here we go. Let me give y'all something. Let me give y'all an example. This is what he said.
The table today, we come with awe and with reverence and with a sense of wonder, like how am I a created one? How am I one of what 7.5 billion people on planet Earth today?
See what I find it.
How am I invited to sit down with the God who created it all, who made the cosmos, who dreamed up Earth, and who knit me together in my mother's womb? The one who isn't just a nice guy, so I don't just roll up today and say, hey, Jesus, so good to see you today. Awesome to get to hang out again. I come with a sense of wonder. How am I here? I am a rebel. I am tired.
No, I'll just stop right there. That's enough. Enough of that. But when you see what he even said, that because he's talking, his talk was Jesus is God, and then he says, sitting at the table with Jesus as he's doing his couple thing. He had like 2 videos on here in this Bible app. He go through here as you discover different things to to look at and all this. Basically, it's a good Bible app, but I already know it's put together by Christians. But one thing y'all see what he even said, and I've actually here, and I'm going to get into them today. But even some of these so-called Messianic Israelites even say these type of things that Yahweh Shah, aka Jesus, Yahshua, whatever they gonna call him, that he was the one who created everything in the beginning, just like y'all heard him just say it. Now they don't say that Yahweh Shah, aka Jesus, is the Most High. They don't go that far. They damn near might as well, but that's another story. They don't go that far, but they do say that he was the one who created things, and he was the one doing all of this creation, just like he said. But he said that Jesus was God. That's what he actually said in there. So let's go to let me see, pull up Jeremiah right fast, because they actually going into this book. They use this thing Jeremiah, and let's look at this, sisters and brothers. For a matter of fact, like I said, brothers and sisters, your Christians, Christianity is one mixed up religion, because number one, I'll say it's so mixed up because they have no clue. They have no clue about truly about the historical context. First of all, they have no idea what the people of the children of Israel. Let's say that. The people of the children of Israel, the nation of children of Israel, what was their truly, I'm going to say this, but their true spiritual system were. And I put it in that text. They have no clue what their spiritual beliefs were or system were, right? They don't have a clue. So they come up with that. They have came up with their own so-called spiritual system today, which is called Christianity, and it's nothing just like what the people of Israel. We know that Israel, and you are a nation of people. It's a nation of people. We had different things. We did have rules like the setup. We're saying when you get ready to go into the land, basically Moshe was setting us up like the United States when they got started, and any other nation, they come up with their own constitutional ways and laws, how they're going to rule their nation and govern their nation. So it was the same thing that the Most High was giving unto the brother Moses to give the children of Israel instructions. So when we get in land, we can set up our government to run right and this, the other, and have rules for our nation. And also we believed in the Most High, so we were a spiritual people at the same time. So we had, our government. So even when you're reading in the Tanakh, you read about the historical context, how the culture was. You're reading about the ancient ancestors. You're reading about their spiritual life and how they trust in the Most High and how they didn't trust in the Most High. So you're reading about their spiritual life. So Christianity, y'all have really no clue what y'all are reading, because y'all really are not reading it from a historical background. You're really not understanding. You got to understand it from an Israelite. I'm gonna say it from a perspective as an Israelite. But y'all got something so different that you don't understand what it is. That's why you don't understand the word Christ, which take you back to the Hebrew word Mashiach. Y'all don't understand what that old anointed was. And why do y'all even say, why is it even said that the Jews rejected him? We'll get into that. But let's look at, let me screen share right fast. Jeremiah, because this is what they use in this book right fast. They use in the book, come on, Jeremiah 5 and 6. Now, here's my complete. Let me go to the King James. I know that's what they use, the King James. Let me go to the King James. I got to do this. Just for this study, because I don't like using the King James, brothers and sisters, but I'm going to use it for this one, and I'm going to go back and forward to some of the ones I like as well. But King James, Jeremiah 23 and 5, as this book was talking about the Messianic priest king. It says, "Behold, the day comes, says Yahweh, I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth." Now, y'all visibly, now think about it. When you're reading this, brothers and sisters, they're, according to Christianity, they're saying this right here is actually referring, this is a prophecy that's talking about, aka Jesus, aka Yeshua, aka Yahushua. Just keep this in mind. Let's go to verse 6 right fast. "In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called." Yep. Well, they got it right here. "The Lord our righteousness." So it's the same thing. So what was his name? Was his name, as they saying Jesus? Now, they saying he was called Jesus. What was his name right here? Did they ever call him the Lord of righteousness, of our righteousness? We know he wasn't going to be called. Now, first they're going to say, they're going to take Isaiah 7 and 14. They say his name is going to be Emmanuel, which he was never called Emmanuel. He was actually never called Emmanuel. But you know what they're going to say? Well, they give you the translation, and meaning God is with us. That's what they're going to basically say. So this is, you know what? And I guess that's what they're trying to say, that that's how he is the Most High, because God is with us. But still, again, we were never told, never, anywhere in the Tanakh, what they call, aka Old Testament, that God was actually going to come here himself and die for our sins and all of this craziness. And he didn't have that. And we weren't told that he have a son that he was going to send down and die for nobody's sin. But let's go back up though. Let's just keep it let's just keep it focused. So if you try to use this to try to say this is talking about Jesus, I'm just going to use that name if I can, because I'm talking to Christians. I'm really not used to deal with the Hebrew. "Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch." A righteous branch. Now, a branch on a tree, even with a branch, there's many different little bitty branches that stems off from. That's one branch, right? So y'all trying to say this is always just talking about him, but notice what it says: a righteous branch and a king shall reign and prosper. So this righteous branch wasn't just talking about a one particular person. When talking about one, because think about a branch, right? According to the tree, look at a tree. Even though you got the big base of the tree that goes up, but you got all these little branches that sprout out, and even once those branches have little, like some people might say, twigs and things of that nature that grows on that particular branch, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? So this is not talking about one just people. It's like a righteous branch, more than one. A righteous, I'm gonna say, I guess, some righteous seeds of people that's coming from the line of David. But it says, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Now, wait a minute, hold. Let's go right here again. Let's look at this. So again, I asked the question, according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, according to those Gospels, Christians, that we read, could you show and prove according to those Gospels, because that's all we have, those records there, right? And you got some lost Gospels. We're not going to get into those lost Gospels, which I have over there, a lot of the lost Gospels. But we do not see, according to these Gospels, where it says that he reigned, he sat on the throne as king here on this earth. See, all this when he coming back stuff, that's some, well, as some would say, that's a bunch of malarkey. Yeah, no. Because and when we read about anything in Israelite prophecy, when it's talk about a Mashiach, as y'all say, a Messiah or anointed one that's come, it don't talk about he's gonna start a mission and then he's gonna die and then he's gonna come back and refill it. No, it ain't none of that. No, ain't no second coming, none of that. No, he's gonna do everything at one time when he's here. So again, how could we say he's a king? Okay, I tell y'all what. Here's a great example. I'm the king of England right now. I'm the king of England. I'm the king of Buckingham Palace, right? Because Queen Elizabeth, you know, she's dead and gone. So right now, I'm the king of Buckingham Palace. You the king of, if all my brothers out there, hell, y'all the king of Buckingham Palace. So just because somebody said, does that make it so? Just because we say it, does that make it so? Heck no. Because we actually have to be sitting on that throne. We have to be, y'all see how they did with Prince Charles, right? Even I, really didn't get into that or watching that that stuff, because they don't matter to me. It ain't none of my damn king. But you see how he had to go through the whole process and damn near, like they say, be ordained and all that, sworn in, damn this type stuff, change the name and titles and all of these stuff. Y'all see how that worked, right? Before he'd even actually be saved that he is the king. So again, now he's going to sit on the throne. But show us where actually when this person, Jesus, Yahweh was actually a king who reigned over the nation of Israel, the tribe of Judah, while he was here. Because we see that because King Herod, King Agrippa, and all of that according to those gospels. But he was not sitting on the throne. He didn't rule no government. He did not rule the government here. So how can he been the king? So let's strike that out. Y'all even talk about it, this thing. He was talking about the messianic priest king. So when was he on the throne? That's what I want to do. Just show and prove that one. And let's hear what we can do this right fast. And it says now, verse 6, in his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. So tell me, brothers and sisters, if this was supposed to be prophecy that has to be fulfilled, that he was supposed to fulfill, was Judah saved? Was Judah or Yahudah saved? Judah. We know damn well as brothers and sisters is here in the diaspora of in this world right here in America, we know damn well it wasn't, right? We know damn well we wasn't saved. In Israel, we dwelt safely. Because why we say that? Because number one, here, how do we wouldn't be in America then, would we? We wouldn't be preaching Deuteronomy 28, right? We wouldn't be preaching Deuteronomy 28 because remember now, they said he came in the first century and all of that. And when we went into captivity and here in America, when he did that way after he's supposed to came. So he didn't fix nothing. He didn't save hell. He didn't save Israel then in the first century that he came. Supposed to, according to the records. So in his days, Judah or Yahudah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. No, it didn't, because the Romans still had it. The Romans still had it. And look what they did to the people. Look what they did to the Israelites. During the time that even after he, and hell, look at him. Look at all the disciples they got beheaded and they got massacred, they got slaughtered. And these people say they was Israelites. So how in the hell did the Israelites was saved and dwelt safely? Huh? Tell me. When? How? Well, that's another story. Let me get off of this one right here. But, it's Christianity thing, brothers and sisters, is so confusing. Again, they want to teach that he is God in flesh. He want to teach this God in flesh. This is what, I know what I'm supposed to be going to. I get to that. Let me just Google something. Let's see here. Jesus, God in flesh. Did Jesus claim to be God in flesh? Let's just Google something right fast. Let's just Google this here right fast. Because I was looking at this earlier, and I just Googled this thing that Jesus claimed to be God in flesh, right? And this is just crazy. And let's see. Let me pull this thing up again. Let me screen share this. Let's see here. Do this. Let's get it right fast, brothers and sisters. Now, let's get this here. Let's see. I think we can play this here. Let's play it.
A fundamental question we're always asked as believers is that, did Jesus really claim to be God? That's a really important question. So when we look into the New Testament documents, we have to divide that question into two parts. One is the question of whether Jesus himself ever claimed to be God. And the second question is, did the New Testament writers present Jesus as God, or did the New Testament writers think Jesus was God? So those are distinguishable questions. And the answer to both those questions is actually yes. Not only does Jesus present himself as God, but the New Testament writers also plainly present him as God. And that's exactly why the church throughout the ages has believed in the divinity of Jesus, because you have both those very powerful testimonies telling you that he's divine. Now, as far as Jesus' own claims, people are often hung up on this idea that, well, wait a second, if Jesus was God, why didn't he say it more? If Jesus was God, why didn't he go around saying, hey, everybody, I'm God, and say it all the time like that? That type of objection really misses the mark. Just because Jesus was God doesn't mean he had to say it in this overt, direct way all the time. Jesus' claim to divinity was often done in what we might call a very Jewish way, a way that links him to the Old Testament and sets him in the context of the Old Testament flow of narrative, or the Old Testament narrative of redemptive history. Now, of course, Jesus does sometimes directly say he's God.
Now, I know he said the word Jewish, or the Jewish, that's a lie. You will never, ever find anywhere in Tanakh, which y'all say Old Testament, where you will see a individual in there claiming to be the Most High, or like any prophet, or y'all never didn't see Jeremiah, Ezekiel, none of those prophets saying that they was God or the Most High in flesh, and y'all don't see no prophecy saying this. You do not see a prophecy. So if y'all claiming at one end, you saying, well, there's a prophecy that he was going to be this Messiah that was going to come and save Israel. Okay, well, show me the damn prophecy where he said that God is going to come down in flesh as his son Jesus. That is crazy again. You're saying that oh man. One end you say that he is God in flesh. I wish I had this theology book I used to have, man. It was a Christian theology book from a seminary school. And it had in there that says that Jesus was not, let me see how I said it. Yeah, Jesus was actually God who came down in human form through his son, Jesus. That sounds crazy in itself. Let me say it again. The Most High came down to earth in fleshly form through his son, Jesus Christ. That don't sound like the dog of confusion in this damn self. How come the Most High just couldn't have came down on his own? He had to come through his son, Jesus Christ. Come on, y'all. Listen.
The Gospel of John, for example, in John chapter 8, Jesus takes on and invokes the divine name of Yahweh, I am. Jesus also claims divinity in other ways beyond this, through his miracles. Jesus, in particular, does miracles that distinctively position himself as the God of the Old Testament. His calming of the wind and the waves, for example, on the Sea of Galilee is an example of how he takes up the attributes of the Old Testament God. And there's a number of links to God doing this very thing in Old Testament settings. And one last example here is the Transfiguration. Jesus presents himself as glorified, as in bright light, having the Shekinah glory cloud of the God of the Old Testament. So even in the Synoptics, Jesus is presenting himself as God. And we find all of that confirmed.
That's enough, y'all. That's enough. That's enough. It's foolishness. That's enough. Let me go to one spot here. Let me take y'all to Matthew. Let me take y'all in your book. I'm gonna take you Christians into your book, right? Into your book. Let's go to Matthew 20 and 28. Let's go to Matthew 20 and 28 here, and see what Matthew has to say here. Y'all see that right there. Now, according to this in Matthew, and there's several other places where, we can't find, well, it's just stick with the subject. Oh, yeah. Matthew 20 and 28 says, now this is supposed to be, y'all see the red writing, right? Y'all see the red writing. They tell y'all that's the black letter. That's how they show you that Jesus is talking. Now, some Bibles translate it different. I'm going to show y'all the different things that it says here in certain versions. But anyway, we have it says, even the Son of Man. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me make sure that's right, y'all. Let's make sure my glasses is right. Am I reading it right? Why didn't it say the Son of God? Because hold up, this red writing. I did say red writing, as they would say, says this is Jesus, so-called talking, right? I did say that, didn't I? Oh, I ain't sharing it, y'all. My bad. Thought I was screen sharing. Let me go back. My bad. Here we go. Now y'all can see it. That is that. Over say Yantias. Yes, sir. Let me stop my Southern Baptist preacher. But anyway, y'all brothers, you see now the red writing, right? Supposed to be where so-called Jesus is speaking. Now, why is this not even saying even here? First of all, this is a mistake. It says even the Son of Man. Why does this not say, why is this Jesus again is not saying that the Son of God here? I'm just curious. Why is it not saying the Son of God came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give life, his life as a ransom for many? Y'all see what it says there. And it's according to what Matthew is quoting that's supposed to Jesus said. But let's go back and read it as it is. I threw that Son of God in there. But why is it not saying the Son of God? I mean, the Son of God. Why is it not being quoted here as saying that he was the Son of God? It says Son of Man. Just mean he was the son of a man. He had an earthly father. But that's crazy again. That's some more confusion. Even there, how is he the son of a man? When in Matthew start off talking about a damn immaculate conception. I know that's Catholicism, but they basically saying that he was born of a virgin. He didn't have an earthly father. So how can he be the son of a man, but he had no earthly father? That's another whole subject in itself. Come on, y'all. It's Christianity. It's so confusing. It's so confusing. How can he be the son of a man when they tell y'all that he had, according to Matthew there, and y'all see the word they say a virgin? That's the Greek word of prognos. We all know we went through that. The word prognos in Greek meaning virgin. And that's this young woman here, or this woman or whatever, she was young or old, whatever it was, she never had sex, according to that thing. But we know, according to Hebrew, when we have the word Alma and things, it's just say a young woman of marriageable age. And they had nothing to do with her virginity. But according to that, so how can he be the son of a man if he should have been a son of a woman, right? Because that's birthed him, but he never had an earthly father. Y'all say he was, oh man, y'all know the Christianity doctrine. It's confusing. It's confusion, y'all. I know y'all was a Christian father said, well, see, that's why you need Jesus so he can work it out in your life. I used to be under that thing called Christianity at one time. I was ordained as a Christian minister at one time. So you can't tell me now, I know you know Jesus. Hell, I was in there. That's why I ain't hit no more, because I seen the confusion. I seen the confusion in the foolishness. Now, when I go back and read the original records, which y'all call the Old Testament, I see that, but that new thing, it sure is. It's something new. It's something new, but it ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. It's something new, but it has nothing to do with the Most High. Yes, sir. But anyway, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered to, but to minister. Y'all see that? So how can, because I wanted to go to these other, let me find another verse. This is the one key I'm trying to find. This is my complete Jewish study Bible and how it quotes that whole thing. So even if people are serving today, saying he is God, going back to that God, this is why I'm bringing 28 out, saying he is God in flesh, and people are actually serving him today. Not servant to the being servants of the Most High, but being servant of Jesus, calling on his name and praying in his name and all of these type of things. But this is what he told you. Let's go down. This is my complete Jewish study Bible. You see what it says here. Another one says, King James said, I didn't come to be ministered, but to minister. So even with this, it says, the Son of Man did not come to be served. He didn't come to be served, y'all. So why are you worshiping him when, according to Matthew, and these are supposed to be Jesus's words, why are you serving him when the man clearly says, or Matthew clearly said that he said, he did not come to be served. He said, but to do what? But to serve. But to serve. So why are you serving somebody who told you they didn't come to be served? It's like me going to a restaurant and they have a waitress or a waiter there, a male waiter, and I tell them, they come to my table, excuse me, sir, how can I help you? And my wife, how can I help you? How can we serve you today? No, you sit down, I'm gonna take your order. Nah, I'm gonna take your order, I'm gonna serve you. Nah, that don't go like that. So that's what that I want to do. I don't know if that's a good example, y'all. But anyway, you flip the script. But the man said y'all serving him when he clearly tells you here. See, do y'all read y'all scripture? Do y'all read what y'all say, y'all sacred letters? Because if he said that, why are you serving him? There's other spots I can't remember off the top of my head, and he says that I can only, y'all said, well, Jesus can do all things. But how could it be when he tells you that it says that I only do what I see the Father do? I can do nothing of myself. I can do nothing of myself but what I see the Father do. Y'all ever heard them say that? Well, according to that verse, said, I cannot do anything of myself but only what the Father do. Let me tell you, I gotta find that one, y'all, for y'all. I ain't read it in so long, I don't know. Jesus said we can only do what the Father do.
According to MIT, Jesus gave them this answer. I tell you the truth, the Son can do nothing by himself.
There you go.
He can do only what he sees his Father doing, because whatever the Father does, the Son also does.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? That's Matthew, John 5. Let me get that pulled out. Y'all heard that? So I ain't read that in so long, y'all. Instead, I said, I've been invited. Nah. Yeah, we're going to pull that out. We're going to show you. We're going to show you today. We're going to show. See, it's so confusing, Christians. And I know y'all don't understand it because y'all are following these teachers and preachers that y'all have who are going to these seminary schools or these cemetery schools and being taught this foolishness. Like I told you, I had a seminary book. where there were some things that they were saying, like I said, that Jesus is actually, who was God who came down in the flesh of his son, Jesus Christ. And there was a lot of things they were saying that God, Jesus was actually God. They said, well, we really can't explain it. And it's just a lot of stuff, the Trinity, they teaching you about the Trinity, and they actually tell you, well, we can't explain it. You just have to believe it. And that's a lot of things right there with Christianity. That's the basic tenets of Christianity, why they want you to push this thing about believing, because they know there's a lot of things that's not factual. So that's why they make you, they give you this thing about you just got to believe, you just got to believe. Even if you believe it in a lie, just believe. Just believe. But let's go here. Now, we want to go to 19. Now, I'm going to start it off right here from, this is the my complete Jewish study Bible again. Now it says, because this is what he got. Now, look at the part up there, first of all. It says, Jesus is equal with the Most High. Now, this is a Messianic Bible, right? This complete Jewish study Bible. This is a, it was supposed to be for the Jews, the European Jews, whatnot. But this is one of these Messianic Bibles too, right? This is one of these Messianic Bibles. I actually had a hard copy too. I bought it. I actually have a hard copy. But look what it says though. Let's just go to 18 first. Let's go to 18. It says, this answer made the Judeans all the more intense on killing him. Not only was he breaking the Shabbat, but also by saying that God was his own father. He was claiming equality with God. It says, therefore, Yeshua said this to them. Yes, indeed. I tell you that the Son cannot do anything on his own, but only what he sees the Father doing. Whatever the Father does, the Son does too. Now, I ain't getting into that part right there about him being equal with the Most High, right? But not only that, but what I'm dealing with it again, if there are people who are worshiping him, giving him all the power and authority, because we did see it right here, what that says, the authority of the Son, right? So if you're calling on him instead of the Father, which we say the Most High, right? Because he do say the Father. Because even when you go to the prayer, as they call the Lord's Prayer, he said, our Father, which art in heaven, when he was standing right there on earth, telling the disciples, he said, that when the disciples asked him, how should we pray? He said, pray on this wise. Our Father, which is in the Shemayim, which is in heaven. So he was standing right there with him. He didn't say nothing about pray to me on this wise. He told them that the Father is in heaven. He said, didn't he? He said the Father is in heaven, right? But anyway, in the Shemayim. So anyway, Hebrew is the Shemayim, which I'll say the heavens. But look at that though. He says, when you're calling on him and say, well, you can do, man, call on Jesus. But he said that I tell you that the Son cannot do anything of his own. He can't do nothing of his own. So why am I wasting my time trying to deal with somebody who don't have a power and authority to do nothing unless the Father, the Most High, do it? He said, but only what I see the Father doing, whoever the Father, it says, whatever the Father does, the Son does too. So he got to do and act. So it's like my thing here. They said we got to follow the ways of Jesus. Follow what Jesus do. No, why don't we just follow what the Most High tell us to do? Because even with that right there again, brothers and sisters, he got to follow what the Most High do. See, if you following him, that's like third person thing. Why do I even, if I got the Father example, what do I need him for? If I got the Father example, which is the Most High, and the Most High give us his word like he gave to Moshe, why do I need a mediator, a go-between person like Jesus, when all I already got the Father telling me what to do through Spirit? He already do Ruach. He already telling me what to do, giving me guidance on how to do this, how to do that. If I just follow it, I don't need no Jesus. And hell, some of y'all go as far as say that, well, you can't have Jesus if you ain't got Paul. Y'all got a fourth person. But why do I need this Jesus person? When he's telling you this, I can do nothing of myself but what I see the Father do. So hell, I don't need you. So again, I want to throw something in here, brothers and sisters. So yeah, Christianity is a mixed up, confused religion. It truly is. They don't know what the heck they believe. They don't know nothing about that. Well, they don't know nothing about the Bible. I'm just saying the Bible, whether it's the so-called New Testament too, because it's so scrambled up. It's so mixed up and scrambled up. Because even with the part, they talk about feast days. Hell, they don't even keep the feast days. But they say they follow Jesus. They don't keep Passover, Pesach. They got a whole nother damn thing, Easter. Following after this pagan Babylonian goddess and thing, Esther, or Astarte. They ain't even keeping Pesach, Passover. They got Lent and all this other craziness. Celebrating Saturnalia, claiming it is his birthday. But you ain't even say nowhere in the Bible where the disciples of Jesus them had a birthday party, celebrating his birthday. Not even in the Bible. You don't see that. So where did James Brown they get that from? And I said, it's James Brown, y'all. No disrespect for James Brown. It's like a alternative, like whenever you're trying to use alternative profanity and stuff like that. Yes, sir. Like James Brown get down. But where do they get all these type of things from? Besides paganistic worship, pagan worship. So here's something, brothers and sisters, my Christian brothers and sisters, because y'all know in y'all Bible, it says that, let me see, I gotta put it out. And I think it was in First Thessalonians, right? That it talks about how Paul says this. Paul talked about, let me see if I might get it out. Paul talked about how the Jews killed their disciples. I mean, they killed Jesus, as they say, killed Jesus and their prophets, right? Does it not say that? Let me see where the testimony is there. What we at? First Thessalonians. So they killed the prophets, they killed Jesus, and they killed the Lord Jesus, and they killed their prophets. Well, and then y'all also talk about how, yeah, let me see, let me pull this out right fast. I can show y'all. But then they also talk about how that the Jews rejected Jesus. Now, really, we should understand when we talk about these Jews, we don't get into that in this subject, but those actually Jews were Europeans, those of us who know that history. Those were European Jews, right? But we ain't gonna go into that on this broadcast. Those were European Jews. Well, let's go into this. Let's look at this right fast, brothers and sisters. Now, let me highlight this right here. Now, this is what Paul was saying about. He says in First Thessalonians, I got a screen share right there. First Thessalonians 2:15. First Thessalonians 2:15. And this is what Paul says. Now let's go to 14 first to start it off. For ye, brethren, became followers of the church of God, which is in Judea, are in Christ Jesus. It says, for ye also have suffered like things of your own countrymen, even as they have of the Jews. Now it says who both killed, talk about the Jews, who both killed Lord Jesus and their own prophets, and have persecuted us, and they pleased not God, and are contrary to all men. It says who talk about the Jews. They said they killed Jesus and their own prophets. Well, I'm gonna just go here with this one. Let me see what the Complete Jewish Study Bible has on there. Yeah, but that's what it's basically saying the same thing. They killed both the Lord, Yeshua, and the prophets. Well, and let's go here with that one. So even with that, right? If they killed and their own prophets, because there's a thing about not listening to these lying prophets and all of these type of things. There's rules and regulations about listening to people lying prophets. And even this thing about so-called Jesus claiming to be the Messiah, which he was not. He was not actually the Mashiach. So, and even in some things that Paul says that, I mean, not just Paul, but in the Gospels, it talked about how, and I think Paul did, how the Jews rejected Jesus as their Messiah. And the Christians even teach this. They said that the Jesus, I mean, and they got it from Paul. We did get it from Paul. The Jews rejected Jesus as their Messiah. I'm using their language that they use now. That's why I'm not putting Israel, because that's a whole deep story when you really read that so-called New Testament about who the Jews were. And it wasn't the original Israelites. It was not the original Israelite. That's a whole nother story we're not going to get into tonight. But it claims that, and Paul them said that the Jews, the Jews rejected their Messiah. They rejected Jesus, their own Messiah. And they killed him, according to what they say. And that's why you do have, and I heard these European Jews that say, see, by that statement is what created a lot of what they call anti-Semitism. And this is what I, even in this book right here, my Complete Jewish Study Bible, they have that in here. They mention that in here. They have like a noted section in there that talks about that and how Christians have put that in there or used that to create a lot of anti-Semitism, saying that they killed Jesus. Well, check this out. Check this out, Christians. Again, this is why I say understanding the whole context of understanding the meaning of this, what y'all calling Christ, Messiah. That's because you're reading it from the Old Testament. The Old Testament, supposed to be reading from the Old Testament. This was all about Israel. This was all about the 12 tribes of Israel and the children of Israel. That didn't have nothing to do with the rest of the nations, what they call it, y'all call it in the New Testament, y'all call Gentiles, or you might say going. It had nothing to do with any other nation. It was only about the 12 tribes of Israel and how the Most High was dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. Even because I'm just saying, it knows I'm not saying Judah. I'm not even talking about the split, the division. That's why I'm just making it plain and just dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. He was dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of Israel. And even when the prophecy about anointed one, or just say a deliverer that was supposed to come and save them out of the clutches of the people who they was constantly going into captivity and things, it had nothing to do with nobody coming saving the rest of you nations. I don't care if you was in Zimbabwe, had nothing to do with you. If you was in Ghana, nothing to do with you. If you was in Timbuktu, Tokyo, Japan, it had nothing to do with you. It was only about the 12 tribes of Israel. This whole prophecy, if y'all even talk about prophecy about anointed one was to come, it had nothing to do with him coming to save the whole world. Only the children of Israel that this prophecy was talked about. It was a conversation between the Most High and the children of Israel, not for the whole nation. So if in that this prophecy were about this Mashiach, anointed one that was supposed to come, and if we had criteria and things and signs, like Isaiah said, look for the sign. Ahaz asked for a sign. So if the Most High said, okay, I'm gonna give you signs to look for you to know this person is the anointed that I'm sending, that I will raise amongst you, and you see this, you would know he's a deliverer. So we got just been looking for signs from the Most High, clear signs to know that this person, who he's supposed to be. It's like right now we got to carry identity to know that you are not somebody, that you are not another person who claiming to be you. You got to have ID so we can identify you, right? Because anybody can claim to be you. So we got to have identification to make sure you who you say you are, right? But anyway, so the Most High was going to give us an indication, some identification for this person so we can know. So when you come as Jesus or whoever, first you wasn't the king, you weren't born on the throne of royalty. So that's one thing that disqualify you. It's just so many other, and there's many things. If we look at the Tanakh and we look at, okay, he's showing a little similarity. Let's check it out. Let's peep him out. Wait a minute, hold up. Nah, that ain't it there. Nah, that ain't him right there. That ain't him right there. Hey, that dude over there, man. Look at, you've been checking him out. Yeah. He showed a couple of qualities. Go to Isaiah. Pull up Isaiah, man. Let's see what it say. Let's see what that. Yeah, he's somewhat. Nah, but he don't fit either. Okay. Nah, that ain't him either. I don't care what symbol of signs they got, but if they don't fit the signs that the Most High gave us, they not it. They not it, y'all. They not it. Especially if it says that he's got to save the children of Israel. As we was reading in Jeremiah 20 and was it 20 and 28 that he was going to save Israel. But if he didn't save Israel, he wasn't the dang on Messiah. He was not the dang on Messiah. Let me pull Jeremiah back up. So we have the right to deny him, even to this day. If I got the Tanakh right now today, I can see it's easy for us today because we got all the books compiled. It wasn't like they didn't have all that back in the days like we have it. They had a Tanakh, right? That Tanakh, but wasn't no so-called gospels. Wasn't nothing to compare all this stuff with like we have it today, right? So so now we got this comparison. We can easily look. We can easily check the records now, right? We can easily check the records. So we can easily check the records and see. And we see that these things don't match up. We can easily say, "No, bro, that dude want the Messiah. That dude want the Messiah." Because like I said again, Jeremiah 23 and 6. And it says, and I'm just going to screen share right fast. I'm going to keep talking a little bit. It says, in his days, Judah or Yehudah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. We didn't see this happening, brothers. This didn't happen. So we have the right, my brothers and sisters. We have the right to deny him as that person because, again, like Johnny Cochran, the late great verse of Johnny Cochran, if it don't fit, we must quit. Because it says what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and screen share this. Because y'all got to see this. I'm gonna screen share this. We're gonna make sure because we don't need no excuses. I'm gonna show you. I got to show you again. Because it didn't say nothing when he come back. It ain't said nothing about know when he come back, he gonna do this, he gonna do that. Let's look at this clear. Let's look at this clear. Jeremiah. Y'all try to use this as prophecy. Notice what it says. Look at at verse 6. It says, in his days. In his day. So if this is a prophecy about what Jesus is supposed to do, aka Yeshua, aka Hawashai, if it said this is a prophecy what he's supposed to fulfill this, it says in his days, not when he come back. It says in his days, in the days that he walked the doggone earth, in his days. It ain't said nothing about when he come back on a mighty cloud of joy. No second coming that these things are supposed to happen. It says in his days. It says it. Let me make sure that Bible. This is the King James. Make sure another Bible don't say something different. It says now this is here. What is this here? It's easy to read. It says when he ruled, Judah will be saved, and Israel will live in safety. Again, did this happen? Did this happen? Huh? Did this happen? It says when he ruled, number one, hell, he didn't rule. I keep specifying that. He did not rule. let's go here. Since I'm looking on this right fast, let me get this here. Let's go back to this earlier. And I'm gonna jump back to my subject. I know where I'm at. Y'all remember I was talking about earlier about the branch? This is the easy read Bible. This is why I love studying different versions and giving comparisons to the different versions. It says this message is from Jehovah. The time is coming when I will raise up a good branch from David's family, a good branch. This is a good branch. And he will be a king who will rule in a wise way. But still, when did he rule? I keep asking, when did James Brown get down? Did he rule, my brothers and sisters? When did he, like Queen Elizabeth, talking about how she reigned for hell, I don't know how many years, I forgot, y'all. However long she was, 70 years. When did this dude rule, y'all? When did he rule a government? I'm waiting. I'll be waiting. I will be waiting. No, I won't, because y'all will never answer that one. Y'all will never get the answer to that one. So, but again, did that happen? So if he did not save, if we read that and try to use it as a comparison of what the Mashiach supposed to do, or Mashiach is anointed person, as you say, this deliverer is supposed to come and do, and he didn't fulfill that. He didn't save Judah, right? And Israel is not dwelling safely. So we have the right to reject him and say, hell no, that ain't him. That's not the person. So if you Christians want to come along, you people who, what we call, y'all said Gentile, are you other nations? Because didn't nobody say no, you don't come to anybody come and get y'all, or nobody, well, no prophecies about nothing about it when it comes say no whole damn world. The people in the Philippines didn't know nothing about this. The people down in the Fiji Islands and all the other places didn't know nothing about no prophecy, about no Mashiach supposed to come and save them. It's just now that you got these New Testament books and so-called New Testament books that are write this and put these things in there and say this, that he came and died for the world, a whole state, the scene. It was John 3:16. And even our so-called brothers and sisters who believe in that New Testament, they debunk that whosoever believe, whosoever, they debunk that part. They say, they ain't talking about no whosoever. They ain't talking about, they teach that they ain't talking about the whole world. They said they just talk about the world of Israel. They, according to their doctrine, they debunk that part. But Christians just think that, see, now it says that whosoever, meaning whoever you are, if you believe in him, you should be saved. But my brothers and sisters that said Israel, like no, hell no, they was talking about Israel only. Because like even they teach, even though they believe in the Yahshua stuff, it's like they teach that the Yahshua was only supposed to come, he was only for the tribe of Israel. Only. That's what they teach. They said he was only for the children of Israel, only, not for the whole world. And let's even go there right fast in Matthew. I'm gonna try to get out of here. For Christianity, Lord, what is it? Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Is a mixed up, confused religion. It sure enough. What is it, y'all? It sure enough is. Right on. It's a mixed up religion. I promise y'all it is. Even the teachers in there. Because even see, and it's so mixed up today because people don't know these early so-called church fathers, what they came up with. Even we talk about the Council of Trent, the Nicene Council, and with this whole thing about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, this Trinity doctrine. A lot of people see who's in Christianity don't even get involved and to understand and read the whole history of Christianity, how it got started. None of that. They don't get into that. They don't go in depth to understand and read these things. See, you're a part of something. You need to learn about what it's about. Like me, I'm buying books after books after books after books to learn about Israel. what it is to me as being an Israelite. I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm looking. So I'm going back to something right fast. Even though, like I said, our brothers be teaching and even reading the Bible and the Gospels, like Matthew, right? Let's look here. Now later on, is going to turn around and say something different, but Matthew, as our brothers be teaching, that it was for Israel only, right? Now, when he was talking about Jesus sent out his 12, Matthew 10:5, it says, these Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. What does this Gentile says, and what does this Gentile mean? We get into that. I'm gonna do a Strong's in a minute. I'll show y'all. The word the ways of the Gentiles will go into any city of the Samaritans. Enter ye not. But what it says right here, the next one, y'all brothers and sisters, I didn't even have it highlighted. But it says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Don't go into the way of the Gentiles. Don't go into the way of these other nations. Don't go to them. Do not go to them. Do not go into any city of the Samaritans. Don't enter them not. It says, but go rather into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Y'all see what it says there? You see what it says, but go rather into the to that house. Don't go nowhere else but right there. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's it. Don't go nowhere else. let me go back to get what I got. Now where is Strong's? Because I want to give y'all that. Pull it up. The Gentile. Let's pull up Gentile. What is Gentiles? It says ethnos. According to the Greek, the word ethnos. It says probably from G 1486, a race as some inhabitants, that is a tribe, specifically a foreign, non-Jewish, as this says, non-Jewish nation. This is one, as one implied a pagan, Gentile, heathen nation or people. See what he has here? Basically says a foreign, especially specifically a non-Jewish nation. So Gentile. So it says, do not go into the way of the Gentile, these non-Israelite nations. Because you adding that something, right? You adding that on there, Brother Ariah. No, because number 6 says it. It says, go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go to the lost sheep. The lost sheep. Who's the lost sheep? Of the house of Israel. Notice it says the house, the 12 tribes of Israel. Go only to them only, not to the whole dang world. I didn't tell you to go to the whole world. It's only to them you go to. Oh man, look at this one. Look at this one right here. Look at verse 5. This is the Easy Read Bible. Look what the Easy Read Bible says. Version. It says Jesus sent the 12 men out with these instructions. Do not go to the non-Jewish people, and do not go into any city where the Samaritans live, but go to the people of Israel. They are like lost. They are like sheep that are lost. Wow. Wow. Again, I said, wow. Look what it is. Don't go to the non-Jewish people, man. Got to be more careful. But go to the people of Israel, because they are like sheep that are lost. Hallelujah on that one. Sure ain't lying on that one. So Christian, again, your religion, man, is so confusing again. You don't know who in the hell y'all don't know what you worship. Was this person Jesus? Yahshua, was he actually the Messiah? Was he the anointed one? Was he let me see. Was he God's son? Was he God's son? Was he hell, I don't know, y'all. What was he? Was he the king? He's the high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Y'all try to say that too. I mean, just what was this dude, man? What was he? What was he? Let's look at something again. Let me screen share. Let me see. Before I screen share, I'm gonna share this PDF file. And I can also share this PDF file with you brothers and sisters in the chat room, so y'all can get this. Well, I gotta do that a different way. My bad. I gotta do that a different way. Okay. I'm trying to see how to do this. I'm just gonna screen share it like this. I can put this in the PDF file in the chat room, but I have to do that a different way next time. Bam, I'm just gonna screen share this right fast, right? Now I did get this off one of the Jewish websites, Jews for Judaism, but still the concept we have, it says the concept of the Messiah and the Jewish. Now, going into this, we can just take away the word Jewish, but this came from the website, so we know we get into it, but we're going into the word Mashiach. That's what we really want to get into. It's just, what is the Jewish or the Jewish concept of the Messiah? Is there a concept in place? If so, what would the Jewish respond to Christians' claim regarding the Messiah? Let us find out in this point. Now, like I said, we're not worried about this discussion, this word Jewish, but you know, this is what they say, Jewish. Here, it says the word Messiah is an English rendering of the Hebrew word Mashiach, whose translation is anointed. It usually refers to a person initiated into, it says, God's service by being anointed with oil, having oil poured over his head. And then he give you some examples of some scriptures, right? Exodus 29:7, 1 Kings 1:39, 2 Kings 9:3. I'm just trying to hurry because I want to make this a long one. This should be a class. I should do this class by itself on this one right here. But y'all will see that right here. And I'm gonna put this in the chat room right here on talkshoe.com. You can get this PDF file on TalkShoe. And I can't do it on YouTube, but on TalkShoe, you can come over here and you get this PDF file and download it. It says, but there are many, well, I know y'all know this anyway, especially my Hebrew brothers and sisters. Y'all know, Israelite brothers, y'all know this anyway. I'm talking about for you Christians out there. It says, there are many messiahs in the Bible. What? No, it ain't. Yes, it is. Oh, it says, since every king and high priest was anointed with oil, each may be referred to as an anointed one, a Mashiach or Messiah. For example, is it the Most High forbid that I, David, should stretch out my hand against Yahuwah, Mashiach, Saul? It says, you read 1 Samuel, you'll see it, 1 Samuel 26:11, 2 Samuel 23:1, Isaiah 45:1, Psalms 20:6. It says the Hebrew word Hamashiach, meaning the Messiah, describing a future anointed person to come, does not appear anywhere in the Bible. What? Hold on, let me read that again. Oh, I gotta go back and read that. It says the Hebrew word Ha-Mashiach, literally meaning translating the Messiah, describing a future anointed person to come, does not appear anywhere in the Bible. Since the Bible makes no explicit reference to the Messiah, it is unlikely that it should be considered to be the most important concept in the Bible. Indeed, in Jewish thought, the messianic idea is not the most critical. However, in Christian thought, the Messiah is paramount, a difficulty in light of its conspicuous absence from the scriptures. Wow. And this is the whole thing is based on predicated, well, it was said that he was going to come, prophesied that he was going to come and die for our sin. Now, even with that, what is in the Bible? What was that? What is that in the Bible? What is it in the Tanakh? That this person again, y'all call AKA Jesus, AKA Yeshua, it was prophesied that he was going to come and die for our sin, lay down his life, as they say. This is where does the Jewish concept of the Messiah come from? One of the central themes of the biblical prophecy is the promise of a future age of perfection characterized by universal peace and recognition of God. So this ain't here it's got a lot of scriptures, and we need to actually go through these scriptures on here. This is why I said I need to just sit down one day and just make this out of class so we can take our time and just go through the scriptures on this one right here. And I think I'll do that instead of trying to rush through it on this one like we're reading now. So, but even with this, even in Jewish thing, it goes through talking about the messianic or not. There's this whole thing with the about the prophecies and things. It's deep because even I'm looking at something right here. It's right here. Okay, let's look at this right here. So we talk about him being the prophecy. Now let's look at this Christian. There are two problems with this claim. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me go back. What he's talking about? Because he was talking about in here. They talk about right here. Yeah, I got to do a class on this one. Because they just going in and talking about this property, going in about him being born of a virgin and all this. Okay, let's see here. Let's go. Let's start right there. The Bible never speaks about believing in the Messiah because his reign will be an historical, verifiable reality, self-evident to any person. It won't require belief or faith because no person has ever fulfilled the picture painted in the Bible of this future king. Jewish people still await the coming of the Messiah. Yeah, I've heard that. They're still waiting. I've actually even heard that they are still waiting for these prophecies to be fulfilled. Now we talk about the Jews, these European Jews. They're still saying that it ain't been fulfilled yet. Okay, the claim that Jesus will fulfill the messianic prophecy when he returned does not give him any credibility for his first coming. Wow. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Because it don't speak nowhere about he's supposed to start it all, die, then come back, and then go ahead and fulfill it all. No. It says the Bible never speaks about the Messiah returning after an initial appearance. The second coming theory is a desperate attempt to explain away Jesus' failure. Wow. The biblical passage which Christians are forced to regard as second coming, it was number 5, does not speak of someone returning. They have a first coming perspective. Wow, let me see, what was number 5? Oh, if I do that, I might lose my spot on here. Let's just keep going, y'all. According to the biblical traditions, Elijah the prophet will reappear before the coming of the Messiah, as it says Malachi 4 and 5 and 6. I remember that before the grateful day of the Lord, Elijah would come. That people even saying that was Elijah Muhammad and all this type of stuff coming before Farad Muhammad. But that's another story, y'all. It says in the Greek Testament, Jesus claimed that John the Baptist was Elijah. You can see the scriptures, the first so-called verses that go with that, and then scriptures, the so-called gospels that go with that make that claim. It says, however, when John the Baptist was asked if he was Elijah, he denied it. John 1 and 21. It says the gospel Luke 1 and 17 tried to get around this problem by claiming that John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah. However, Malachi predicted that Elijah himself would return and not just someone coming in his spirit. When asked about his identity, John the Baptist didn't claim to have come in the spirit of Elijah. He claimed no association with Elijah at all. The prophecy about the return of Elijah said that he would restore the hearts of the fathers to their children and the hearts of the children to their father. There is no evidence that John the Baptist accomplished this. Yes, sir. And even thinking about that right there, my brothers and sisters, we look at this today and we know that Jesus couldn't have been the Messiah or the Mashiach because of these things that we see again, right? And oh man. And even with that, with that script, there was a verse. I'm gonna keep going. Because we see even today and nowadays in times how the hearts of the father is not with the children, and the children in the hearts of the children is not with the father or the mother. We see there's a lot of how this thing with this family thing. But even with that though, right? Now, that was a gospel. One in the gospel that said Jesus said that hell, that you have to despise your mother, your father, your whole family, even your self. You got to deny all of them if you want to be his disciple. He said he didn't come to bring no peace. So all of this turning the hearts of the father to the children and the children hearts back to the father. Yeah, that ain't what Christianity, what y'all teach or y'all say. And according to those gospels now, we don't know what Jesus said. So it's back to say, now these are what other people said he said. But he didn't say that now. He told them, hell, you want to follow me, you gotta deny your mama, you better deny your dad, you gotta deny your whole damn family, even your own self. You gotta deny them. You gotta deny every last one of them. He wasn't trying to unite no families. But let's go right here. Let's hear up, y'all. According to the Jewish Bible, as they say, the Jewish Bible, which is they talking about the Tanakh, aka Old Testament, the Messiah must be a descendant of King David. That's what y'all see we read earlier right there. Jeremiah 23:5, Jeremiah 33:17. You got Ezekiel 34:23-24. But it says now he had to be a descendant of the king. So it says, although the Greek Testament traces the genealogy of Joseph, the husband of Mary, back to David, it then claimed that Jesus resulted from a virgin birth and that Joseph was not his father. Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, yeah, that is a problem. That's a problematic. So again, like I tell y'all, it has to be, it has to fit, y'all. Look, what we gonna do? Famous words of Johnny Cochran. If it don't fit, we're gonna do what? We're gonna quit. So this is why a brother like myself, not just me, but all of us who say we are just Tanakh only, we've read the records, we looked at the records, we went into the examination room. We've been on trial, y'all. It's like the prosecutor, and the defense, they laid out the evidence to us. We the jury. The evidence have been laid out. And a lot of of us have been Christians. We was into Christianity. A lot of this evidence has been laid out on the table for us. We looked at it, we have examined it, and we're like, hold up, wait a minute. This don't fit. No, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. No, this don't fit. You are free to go. So we are free to go from Christianity because this stuff don't fit. No, sir, I'm not convinced. I'm not convicted, but I'm not convinced to believe this. So I'm not going to believe something if it all just all mixed up and it's not accurate what you're telling me. Again, okay, so it says, how can he claim to be from the descendant of David? How can he claim to be from the descendant of David if he was a virgin birth? He didn't have no father. And y'all can read, like I said, Matthew chapter 1, verse 18-23. It says, in response, it is claimed that Joseph adopted Jesus and passed on his genealogy via adoption. That don't work. That do not work. That don't work. It says there are two problems with this claim. There are no biblical basis for the idea of a father passing his tribal line by adoption. A priest who adopts a son from another tribe cannot make him a priest by adoption. Joseph could never pass on by adoption that which he doesn't have. Because Joseph descended from, and then wait a minute, and Joseph wasn't no king either. Joseph wasn't a king, so how in the heck so-called Jesus would have been on the throne when as king, and David, and when Joseph wasn't? It go back to like even David, he was king, and then his son Solomon got the throne. It's like even we would say today, and I hate to use this analogy again, but even with Queen Elizabeth, in her passing, look how they passed on that kingship through their bloodline. They passed on the kingship and really that authorship through the bloodline. It wasn't nobody on the outside now became king. They anointed or they had a vote and they brought somebody in as king. Her son took over now as king. Then after that, somebody else who through that bloodline, one of his children or whatnot, might take over. However that go. But Joseph wasn't even on as a priest or nowhere in that. So how in the James Brown Jesus would jump in there to be the king? I don't know. But let's go. It says he fell under the curse of the king, that none of his descendants could ever sit as king upon the throne of David. Jeremiah 22 and 30 and 36 and 30. The answer to this now, to answer this difficult question, apologists claim that Jesus traced himself back to King David through his mother Jesus, oh Lord, who allegedly descended from David, as shown in the 3rd chapter of Luke. There are 4 basic problems with this claim. So this thing here, man, let me see how long I got it. That's it. So I guess we just go through this and we'll try to end it off. There's no evidence that Mary descended from David. The 3rd chapter of Luke traces Joseph's genealogy, not Mary. Wow. Even if Mary claimed to trace herself back to David, that doesn't help Jesus, since the tribal affiliation goes through the father, not the mother. Wow. See that? That's enough on this one, brothers. Yeah, we're gonna do some on this one again. I got some more PDF things I want to do. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. But Christianity is, again, one confused, mixed up, and y'all want somebody to truly follow that. I gotta get into some more stuff dealing with Paul, man. This damn Paul, because he's one of the reasons that all of this confusion is out here. Through Paul teaching is one of the reasons that there's so much confusion and things out here, especially dealing with the Christianity and things of this nature, because of a lot of things Paul said. 1 minute, people say, well, Paul teaching is hard to understand. It ain't no damn hard to understand. Paul was lying a lot of stuff. That's what it is. Ain't nothing hard to understand about that. Paul was lying. Paul lied wherever he go. Because did he not say, see, that's what y'all gonna say, well, his writings are hard to understand. No, it ain't. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because 1 minute he'll say that you don't have to follow the law or the Tanakh or the Torah. Then next thing he'll say, well, you know, no, it's not done away with. And so this, that, and another. Because number one, what was he saying? What did Paul say? When he among the Jews, he liked the Jews. When he amongst the Gentiles, he liked the Gentile. Whoever he amongst, if he amongst the Crips, he gonna act like a Crip. When he amongst the Bloods, he gonna act like a Blood. He amongst the Nation of Islam, hell, he gonna act like a Muslim. Well, the Nation of Islam Muslim. If he amongst the Sunni Islam, hell, he gonna act like a damn Sunni Muslim. So wherever he go, he try to fit into that. And he's going to tell you what you want to hear according to your doctrine or your theology or your belief. That's what he was doing. So no, it ain't that his teaching was confusion. He was lying in certain things. So when you read it, he's lying to these people saying this over here. Then he'll go over here and tell these other people something else in another damn letter. So no, it ain't that his letters was confusion. When you read it in context, you can see that what was going on. It's not that he was it's confusion. Unless you just confused about believing a liar. Unless you just confused and just want to believe this that damn liar. Straight facts. All right, brothers and sisters, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Well, I said I'm gonna get out of here. Well, I guess me and the Most High. But all praise and all glory and all honor goes to the Most High Yah and the Most High only. I'm gonna get ready to get back into some of this here, man. Get some of this foolishness they got going on in here, man. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, and let me get back and show y'all this book here again, my brother, man, Jackson. So y'all can understand what I'm talking about when I be mentioning about Israel. About again, I'm trying to slow myself down. About when I get to talking, when I say that there's a difference when you're reading, dealing with, and have that understanding from when you're going from what y'all call Old Testament, and then you jump now into this thing called the New Testament, you really have to understand. And this is nothing dealing, trying to be doing race and nothing like that. This is trying to put things in historical context. So when you're dealing with, when you even get into that thing called what they're calling the New Testament, and they use this title Jews, and I say this time and time again, those are Europeans. Those are the Europeans. See, most people, you think, and maybe we try to get into this on the class, and I put some things on the screen to show you as well, that these Europeans that y'all reading now, this is why I talk about the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, because those were Europeans when they have what you call been apostolized, and they converted to our cultural way of life and started this thing called Judaism, this religion called Judaism, and things of this nature. So the New Testament, when you're reading about that, because y'all read, you can even study this in all the books where you go on, what was that, Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, and when they talk about King Herod and all of these type of things, you got to start seeing the history when they came in. That's when they came in to rule. Like I said, hell, because we didn't read nowhere, you didn't read nowhere in the, what y'all call the, what we call Tanakh, what y'all call Old Testament. When we hear anything about a dang on people called Pharisees, Sadducees, Sanhedrins, and none of that stuff. What did they come in at? What did they come in? Where did these groups come in from? Where did they come in from? Where did they come from? These were Europeans when they came apostolized under Judaism. And it was, you know, some stuff that happened during captivity when they came in to the Babylonian stuff. Hey man, it's some deep history. But go to Amazon, check out my brother's book, Cohen Michael Ben Levy. Cohen Michael Ben Levy. May the peace and blessings be with my brother, man. I hadn't seen him on, like I said, YouTube. I don't know. I used to watch some of his classes on YouTube. I hadn't seen him in a while. I know he was living in Africa somewhere, but I hadn't seen any classes. Great teacher, man. Great scholar. I know said he had been teaching, I've been a teacher and a student of Israelite traditions and culture for over 50 some years. Scholar, man, doing the work, brothers and sisters. But listen, but he showed you here, Israelites and Jews, the significant difference. And when y'all read this, when you read just not only read this book, but just study the history book, I'm saying this one, I think this book is only like, I think it was like only like $20 on Amazon. $20 on Amazon. Get this book, brothers and sisters. Oh man, it was so enlightening. It is so enlightening, and it will show you the difference of going into even the feast days, the calendars and things. A lot of the stuff we have is totally different from our tradition as the original Israelites. And this is what people got to get on. Come on now. Now I tell y'all again, when y'all reading it, when you're reading Tanakh, how does it go all the way from reading Tanakh where it starts talking about, I know it said Judah or Yehuda and Israel, but we always talk Israelites, and then all of a sudden now we're just talking about Jews. Even Israel is like, even the word Israel is not really too much mentioned in that New Testament. But it says the Jews. What happened to the Israelites? And even, you know, they don't even call themselves Israelites. I'm gonna get one more book. Well, two more books, and I'm gonna show y'all, man. Get that book for sure, brothers and sisters. You can see what I'll be talking about today. But let me get two more right fast. Get two more. Two more. And this is another brother has some great work, and you want to get these two as well. I'll show y'all this one. And then there's a smaller video shouting out my brother on this one right here. The Old Testament Israelites respond to the Messianic Israelites. Yeah, my brother Yeshaya Yisrael. Man, get this book. both all of these books I'm showing y'all on Amazon. Well, you can reach out to him on his YouTube channel, and if you order the books directly from him, he got some deals that he usually make. He can give you some deals and get the books a little cheaper. And you get probably about two books or more. You can get them cheaper than you would from Amazon. But you can reach out to him. His brother's channel is man, I forget exactly what it is. I know he's Yeshaya Israel. I think he have one channel is Yeshaya. I think it's Yeshaya Torah Lessons. Look it up. I'm just trying to quote it off the top of my head. Yeshaya's Torah Lessons on YouTube. And this is another great book I got from my brother. Man, cold now, y'all, man. Yeah, you got to look how thick this one is, brothers and sisters. You look how thick this one is. You got to get it, brothers and sisters. But like I said, both of these books were like $20 a piece. I got them on Amazon, $20 a piece. But if you reach out to him personally, you can get both of these books at a discounted price and cheaper than $20 a piece. But hey, man, I just had to have the books, man. I just had to have them. But yeah, you get both of them. They give you a deal. I got some books. You can get two for cheaper than that. But just holler at the brother, man. I ain't gonna tell you no specials, but just get the book, because like this, the price for the information, can't put no price on it, brothers and sisters. This one here, man, I'm telling you, man, this one here is a good one. Deuteronomy 28, verses 15 through 68. The untold history of the masses. You got to get this one. This is I've been going through. So I've been trying to read all three of them, man. And man, I'm telling you, I've been trying to go through all three. Yes, sir. The Israelites and the Jews. The Significant Difference by Cohen Michael Levy. And I got this one that's after that. Man, Israelites, Old Testament Israelites respond to the Messianic Israelites. And this one right here. So I've been trying to go through all three of them, brothers and sisters. So I'm telling you, all three of these books, you can't go wrong, brothers and sisters. But to know the difference, though, between our tradition as true Israelites, the original Israelites, and what the Jews, because don't make nobody talking about, that you damn Jewish. No, understand there's a difference. And we don't have to follow what they teaching over there, over there, what they try to force on you. No, we have our own tradition that they got from us. And they just flipped it and twisted it and made their own thing out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like Heavy D say they doing their own thing. Yes, sir, they doing their own thing, but our tradition, as we taught them. You know what I'm saying? Like the Moors said, they went into Spain and cleaned those people up. Yes, sir, brothers and sisters. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, brothers and sisters. So get those books, brothers, educate yourself, stay grounded, stay focused on the Most High Yah. Truly stay focused on the Most High Yah, because like I said, man, we got some things that's going on. And I was intending to do some videos, but on some things like I did a video, I was talking about our people acting like Hosea 4 and 6. And right after that was an old video I had did a long time ago. That was an old video. But there was some stuff happening here in the city of Memphis that I was intending to do some videos on. A young 19-year-old went out and, man, just went on a terroristic rampage through the city last week. They're shooting random people, brothers and sisters. Oh, man, it is crazy out here. And he was videoing it live on Facebook. And right after that, two other guys were making threats to basically damn near do the same thing. These teenagers, our youth. That's why I was talking about Isaiah. Said that he was that he was going to forget our children. That he was going to, forget our children as well. And we're looking at our teenagers, and I've been mentioning about how our teenagers, our youth, are out of control. And like I said, when you try to talk to them, they always think you're talking down to them and whatnot, and you're trying to criticize them. And oh man, you always want to talk bad about our young people, bro. Well, hell, y'all are the ones that the adversary is using to destroy yourself. You don't want to listen. It's not that sometimes they say, well, the elders, y'all ain't teaching us. Well, some portions that's true, but some portions, hell, y'all don't want to listen. Even if the elders do tell you, you don't want to listen. You think you know it all. You think we just old heads now. Because I was in that category when I was young. You think we old fashioned, we don't know no better. But see, man, that's a different day and time we in now, man. Yeah, it is a different day and time. The adversary is really at work now. He's really at work, and he have turned it up. He have, what they say, y'all, what y'all young folks say, he turned up. Oh, he turned up for sure now. He turned up for sure. And he's destroying our younger generation. Get back to the Most High, y'all. It's the only thing going to save you. But we're going to get into that later, y'all. Shalom, shalom. Much love to you, Israel. Stay in the way of the Most High, Yah. Let's focus on Yah and His word, and let's keep trying to teach our people that we are commanded to do, to teach our people the commandments, give our people the instructions so they can stay grounded and know what to do out here, to stay out of the adversary's way, have the ammunition of the Most High Yah to resist the adversary when he come our way. So we'll be strengthening the Most High Yah. I know that we have Yah as our protector and none other. And know that Yah is the only one who can, if we do, not saying that we do, and if we fall into transgression, that Yah is the only one who will be able to forgive us. That's it. Yah is the only one who will be able to forgive us. But hopefully we're not even transgression. So that's the thing, y'all. As sinners, as the Christians want to tell that, you know, Jesus is the one who can forgive me for my sin. Well, what the hell you sinning for? You shouldn't even have to ask nobody what you sinning in the first place for. You shouldn't need a damn mediator if you wasn't sinning. But see, this is the problem. When y'all keep talking about you have, but even y'all prophet, Paul, tell you where there is no Tanakh or Torah or law, as they say, or instructions, there is no sin. Because even in John, y'all got 1 John to tell you, sin is the transgression, as it says, of the law. Sin is the transgression of the Most High's commandment or instruction. So if you don't have the Most High's instruction or his teaching or his commandments, you say, well, hell, I didn't know. Most High, I didn't know. Didn't nobody tell me. I didn't know that I was. So how could I go against you, Most High? I didn't know. Because when you transgress, you go against what the Most High, like the Most High told you, don't be eating pig feet, don't be eating so and so, bacon. Well, I won't pretend I didn't know. And nobody never told me, Most High, nobody never tell me I ain't supposed to eat pig feet. Anybody never told me I ain't supposed to eat bacon. I didn't know. So I mean, how did I sin against you? How did I violate your instructions, your rules? Because nobody never tell me. It's then what Paul was basically telling them. If you have no instructions, which he say law, how can you be a sinner? You can't violate the Most High law if you ain't been told. What did the United States tell you? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ain't that what the United States tell you? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you can't use that, Paul. Under United States rule, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, fam. Peace.